All right, my name is Dr. Candice Bridge. I work at the University of Florida in the National Center for Forensic Science and the Department of Chemistry, where I hold a joint appointment. I am an associate professor, but also a research professor. So I both teach and do research. So as a research professor and a research chemist, my goal and my job is to develop new methods that we can provide the forensic community to analyze forensic evidence. So they currently have a bunch of methods that they use to analyze evidence, and my job is to really find new ways of doing it that make it cheaper to do the process, faster to do the process, or maybe I identify a way that can collect more information from the evidence that allows us to better associate samples from one to another. So I am currently studying several disciplines in forensic science. The one that I spend a lot of time on is the development of forensic lubricant analysis in sexual assault cases, but I also do research in drugs, gunshot residue, trace fibers such as hair and fabrics. I also work with glitter that can be transferred from person to person. Basically anything that you can collect off of a body, we try to develop ways of analyzing it or accurately assessing it. My favorite part of being a forensic chemist is the ability to help families that are in need. Because when we are called in to do an investigation, that usually means something bad has happened. And so if I can utilize my knowledge of science and chemistry and math to help a family either get answers or to find the bad guy or to prevent a good guy from going to jail, that's what makes me happy. The least favorite part of doing my job is the fact that something bad has happened. It was a murder, a fight, an assault, something bad has happened. And so hearing what has happened in the cases that I work is the part that doesn't always make me feel good, but at least I know in the end that I am contributing to making things better. So I did a lot of education to get to this point in my career. So I went, of course, went to high school. I graduated from high school, and then I went to college where I studied chemistry. And I actually got a American Chemical Society certified honors chemistry degree from Howard University. From there, I could have to work in a crime lab with a bachelor's degree, but I decided that I wanted to develop new methods. I wanted to do research in forensics. So I went on to pursue a PhD in chemistry that focused in forensic analysis, or utilizing my knowledge of chemistry to answer forensic questions. From there, that's when I worked. What happened? Yeah, after I graduated with my PhD, I then became a postdoc at the Center for Research of Education of Optics and Lasers. And the benefit for this position was that I was able to learn how to be a better supervisor, to address the issues with with the lab, and put together a lab, all of things that educated me on developing my own research lab as an associate professor. So I went and worked in a crime lab for a couple of years with the US Army at the Defense Forensic Science Center. And with that knowledge of what happens in actual cases and case investigations, I took that with me to this position at the University of Central Florida to develop methods and protocols and processes that could seamlessly fit into a true investigation. The one piece of advice that I would give kids that are interested in being a forensic scientist or a research forensic chemist would be persistence. You're going to need to do the work more and more often in order to become familiar with it. The more you become familiar with it, the easier the career becomes, and the better you can apply your knowledge of chemistry and science to helping those in the time where they need it the most. So I think that would be my one tip, is just to be consistent and be persistent, that you know that at the end of the day, you will be a great and the best forensic scientist that you can possibly be.